very, very quickly. But then let's first of all get on to the fact that over the weekend, the Rivers State House of Assembly on Saturday had threatened to impeach the state governor, Sim Fubara. Right now, the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, in the person of Martin Amaiwule, disclosed this during a media briefing in Port Harcourt, which happens to be the state's capital for Rivers State. Yeah, and now let's also bring it to your eardrums that the troops of 34 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Obinze Oweri, said they destroyed the den of notorious terrorists led by one Monday Ogu, popularly called B44. How can somebody go about that kind of name, B44? Okay, but then while he was addressing, the journalist shortly after the operations on Saturday, the brigade commander, Brigadier General Usman Lawal, said exercise was carried out by gallant officers following intelligence report, and that is something because it's not just about nabbing the kidnappers. They've really gone to the den of the kidnappers to nab them. It just means that is a big kudos right there. But then let's also bring it to your eardrums the fact that Independent National Electoral Commission had only over the weekend displayed the list of candidates of 17 political parties vying for the September 21, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. Now, reports has it that the state's resident electoral commission, that is the REC, in the person of Dr. Anubum Onuaha, has displayed the list at the INEC office in Benin City. And then let's also add to it with this one the fact that a man going by the name Chizoke Obiadada and the son Michael Obiadada have landed in police nets for joining hands to beat their neighbor's wife, Tokwe Owade, to death. Ooh, that's a sad one in Ogujo area of Ogun State. Now, this was disclosed in a statement that was signed by the police public relations officer in the state, Omolola Odutola, and that was over the weekend as well. All right. So the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has urged Christians to see the victory of Jesus Christ over death as a very huge motivation that a new Nigeria is possible. And then he put this on his X handle, and it's also is a strong indication that Nigerians will surmount the existing hardship and sing the great hallelujah in the end. So he says, I really am looking forward to that, and I'm sure that you too are looking forward to that, right? And then also bring into your eardrums the fact that over the weekend, the Nigerian Civil Defense, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, that is it is the NSCDC, had said it is on the trail of illegal miners in Borno who have been defying the ban on mining activities in the state. So the NSCDC commandant in the state, Farouk Musaboyi, disclosed this to Newsman over the weekend in Maiduguri. So something happening in Lagos State, where the Lagos State government has announced that the third mainland bridge will be fully open for traffic again, starting on April the 4th. Right, so 3 days from today. Now, this was also contained in a statement by the Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Osiyemi. All right, and then Nigeria Police Force have arrested 8 suspects allegedly involved in the killing of some policemen in the Ughelli area of Delta State. Force public relations officer in the person of ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi disclosed this in a statement over the weekend as well. Now let's take you to Kaduna State, where the NDLEA is making some giant successes right there, where the Kaduna State Command of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested 279 suspects and also recovered about 2,092.5 kilograms of illicit substances in the first quarter of 2024. Wow, just the first quarter of 2024, and they've already recovered 2,092.5 kilograms of illicit substances. I think this is a thumbs up though. Now, the state commander of NDLEA, Samaila Danmalam, made this disclosure to Newsman over the weekend. And then finally, former president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has admonished Nigerians is to keep faith and remain resilient in the face of the multifarious challenges that is facing us. He also went on to note that it is a sure way to rise above adversity. Lawan, also in a message to mark the Easter celebration, said Easter represents Nigerians, or presents Nigerians with yet another opportunity, to get involved, work together in the spirit of renewal towards a better future for not just one person, but for each and every one of us, all right, for everybody. And as I always say, I'm welcoming you officially, because this is about the time where we get to bring to your eardrums the Pages. And in case you're just tuning in for the first time, the Pages allows for you to be a part of what is going on, in the front pages of Nigerian newspaper, what conversation is trending right there. And guess what? In the course of bringing it to your eardrum at some point, I get to open the phone lines and hand down the studio numbers to you so that you too can also react to whichever of the headlines pops at you, right? And that is it. So, but as you do so, please do well to be civil and responsible with your comments. It's very important. I mean, this is a new month, right? This is a new month, so old things should pass away, all things should become new, right? Now, I'm just hand down the numbers to you right there so that you can save it in your mobile or your gadgets already. 0907 353-0044 is the number to call. The other number is 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number where you can send a WhatsApp portal message to, you can send a voice note to, you can send a text message to, is 0909-705-4450. And then you can as well get on to the YouTube channel. We've got a YouTube channel. Okay, that's a news flash right there. Okay, now you know. So get on there and hit the subscribe button right there and be a part of what is going on in Eagles 102.3 FM studios, right? See how adorable we look, especially on the first day of April 2024. And you want to do that? Get on to at Eagles FM Abuja. Type that on YouTube, and you'd get to find out what exactly is going on in the studio right now, as well as our Facebook page. You can as well get on there, give us a follow, give us a like, and yes, we'll be smiling together. And you could also well watch, what's going on in the studio. That being said, it is also at Eagles FM Abuja. First daily, right here staring back at me as I'm staring at it too as well, is the Daily Trust newspaper for today. And the Daily Trust newspaper has got a couple of stories. The big story, however, is Kebbi residents loot government private warehouses. Kebbi residents loot government private warehouses. So it means that the looting is not just stopping at the government warehouses, it has been extended to private warehouses. Now, it's got a couple of writers, two precisely. The first one, palliatives not solution to hardship. Bayelsa Governor has got that one to say. And the second writer says, Kuka charges Tinubu on food physical security. And you'd find that on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Still with the Daily Trust newspaper, but this time let's just take it, go to the base of the Daily. It says 20 die of Lassa fever in Benue. Page 12 has got that story. Their souls rest in peace though. But then concerted efforts needs to be made, and energy has to be pumped into this regard so that we don't keep having people dying of Lassa fever. Now, this one you can find on page 8, says Kano sacks 3 health workers, suspend 3 others over extortion. Right? And now this one on page 6 says police kill 2, recover firearms in IPOB ESN hideout. All right. If there is a recovery, then there is a thumbs up. I mean, police, well done job. I mean, this is what we want to see, want to keep hearing, want to see that the hideouts of these persons who have been deemed criminal as well as prescribed should be found, and so that we don't have any loose ends anywhere. But then let's get on to this one right now. This one on debt. It says Kaduna APC suspends women leader for criticizing Governor Sani. Page 15. I beg your pardon, page 13 has got that story. But now let's get on to this one. I see from page 29 right there. It says Nigeria records 55.2 billion naira trade imbalance with UK. All right. And finally, last but not the least would be this one on Easter. It says ACF urges prayers for security economy. Page 35 has got that story. And now let's have you know this one. Ceasefire talks resume as Israel kills 400 Palestinians in 2 weeks. Page 6 has got that story right there. All right, moving away from that one now, let's bring you this one from the stables of the Vanguard newspaper, just above the Vanguard newspaper banner. At Doguba, 16 men, 1 woman who want to succeed Obaseki, right? It's got a couple of writers. One of such is Uzomere Hala bicker over preferred candidate. Second writer, APC holds stakeholders reconciliation parley plots winning strategies. Okay, you find that story in page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. But taking you to page 4, Tinubu's aide Tanko in verbal war over Peter Obi. Why is that so? Page 4 has got the secret, and you can unravel that secret when you get to Vanguard newspaper. Page 4 as well. Our leaders behave like men in drunken stupor. Kuka has got that one to say. And still just above the Vanguard newspaper banner as well, we see on page 14 why Nigeria's oil belongs to the north by Usman Bogaje. It's got that one. It's more like an editorial right there. You want to find out why it belongs to the north, right? Well, he says constituency projects are SPVs for corrupt practices. And another writer to that one, governance by okay, this is not so clear. Governance by what? Well then, you want to get a gist of this one? Make sure you get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. Now my lens is correct. Governance by trial and error is not helpful. Okay, so let's get on to the big story with the Vanguard. It says recapitalization. Banks sweat over exclusion of 3.8 trillion naira retained profit. See page 20 for that story. It's got a couple of writers. Let me bring it into your eardrums very quickly. First writer, it is unfair to banks shareholders. Investment analyst has got that one to say. Exclusion in line with Basel III standards. CBN source has got that one to add. And this one right here says analyst projects forex inflow, further naira appreciation. Okay, this is good. I mean, you'd find this other writer to that story says, see fresh mergers and acquisitions happening soon. Okay, now on Easter celebration, OB governors others task Christians on love and sacrifice. I mean, we cannot say that enough. Love and sacrifice is just the bedrock of it all. Page 12 has got that story. Echo Disco. Dr. Tinuade holds fort as MD-CEO. Page 23 has got that one. Now taking you to page 9, aviation fuel. Domestic airlines groan over rising price of jet A1. Page 9 has got that story. And now let's take you to page 10. Back to back. NSCIA to governors. Stop asking Tinubu to curb insecurity in your states. That sounds to me like a commandment. But then finally, page 5, no, not finally though. Page 5 has got this one. It says, Okwama residents trapped in forests send SOS to Tinubu Oborevori. Okwama residents trapped in forests send SOS to Tinubu Oborevori. Page 5 has got that one, and you'd find this one right here is just going to be the very last one, and it is about sports. Osimhen under fire after Napoli lost to Atlanta. Page 29 has got that story. Now let's move away from the Vanguard newspaper and bring yet another daily to your eardrums, and this would be the guard that is standing on guard, and that will be the Guardian newspaper. With the Guardian newspaper, we see the story right now, and this one, the big story is, it says, okay, so this big story says oil theft persists in Niger Delta despite militarization, private security. Page 6 has got that story. And this one right here as well says, man kills friend over motorcycle, dumps body in bush. Okay, page 6. Page 8 has got that story. Now, let's move away from that one and bring this one to you from page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Residents warn pro-Wike lawmakers over impeachment threats. That's what page 5 has got for you. And then finally, page 6. Well, then let's take you to page 6. Right, with page 6, we've seen this one. It says CSOs, right, CJN, laments poor state of judiciary. I mean, in the face of all of that is going, reforms that's going on with the judiciary, where the House of Reps have, allowed for a bill to go into third reading just to see that the pay for the judicial officers is being increased and raised. Aren't you just curious about that story? All right, you are. Get on to page 6 of the Guardian newspaper and see the concerns that the civil society organizations have got, writing to the Chief Justice of Nigeria and lamenting about the poor state of judiciary. Now, let's see this one. Sani, Wike, others get ultimatum to publish agreements. Accounts for 5.9 trillion naira, 4.6 billion US dollar loans, right? Now, two conflicting currencies right there, 5.9 trillion naira and then 4.6 billion US dollars, not naira, right? Now, you find that story in page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Still with the Guardian newspaper, a sad one, imperative of managing fallout of the Okwama killings, right? Is an editorial. You want to go read more, learn more. Page 12 has got that education for you. And then this one right here says, go to court. Financial burden of prosecuting electoral matters in Nigerian courts. Page 4 has got that story, and it is with the Guardian newspaper. And this one with the Guardian newspaper as well. Islamic cleric, 2 others arrested for possessing human parts in Ondo's. Okay, in Ondo States. Page 8 has got that one. And this one right here says, why Nigerians suffer unstable power supply by TCN. Page 3 has got that story. Aren't we just tired of hearing all the whys? We just want to see things work. TCN, as many Nigerians are saying to you right now, don't come and give us a narrative. We want results. And that's what Nigerians want at this time of, the day, at this hour, at this moment, right? Enough with the excuses. I just personally wish that the president would bring a law that says no excuses. If you've been designated to do ABC, no excuses whatsoever. In fact, you bring an excuse, more than 2 excuses, or 3 excuses, let's just be fair, right? But personally, I think more than 2 excuses, you're just playing, to the gallery. But let's say 3 excuses, more than 3 excuses, and the job is not done, you'll be jailed. Seriously. But then, who am I? I'm just giving my own personal thoughts on this one because I'm also a Nigerian, right? But then, on a serious note, enough with the excuses already, especially when it comes to the power sector. But let's get on to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper has got this one right here, and it says on the 2024 Ondo governorship, Jimoh Ibrahim says, "I'm the most qualified." Okay, righty. Now let's see this one right here. It says 3 presidential jets proposed for sale. Page 2 has got that story. It's got just one writer to it. Cost of maintenance now a burden to government. Okay, now let's get on to page three of the Nation newspaper. Kaduna's death. El Rufai's son Bello disagrees with brother. And finally, with the front page of the Nation newspaper, which, by the way, seems quite scanty, is this very story. And it says, clergymen, leaders, preach peace, love to mark Easter. Page 4 has got that story. So let's move away from the Nation newspaper, and just to let you in on the fact that you too can be a part of the conversation, join the conversation already as you take down these numbers: 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888. And the WhatsApp portal number, like I say, or as I would say, is that number where you send your WhatsApp portal message to, you send your voice note to, you send your text message to, and it will be heralded through the instrumentation of my voice via this platform, into the eardrums of everyone that listens to us home and abroad. Is 0909 705 4450. Now let's take you to the Punch newspaper. With the Punch newspaper already, I see this big story on Easter. It says, governors, senators beg Nigerians, say hardship over soon. This is another promise right there from the governors and the senators to Nigerians, to each and every one of us. Maybe we should just open our hearts this time and embrace it, hoping that the best would indeed turn out to come to pass. But then pages 2, 7, and 27 has got that story. Wow. Now it's got a couple of riders to it. Tinubu will steer Nigeria to greatness, says Zulum. Other governors preach love, condemn crimes, right? And yet another rider to that. Set deadline on war against terror. Kuka tells President. Pope seeks peace in Africa. As if y'all are just reading my mind right there. Keep in mind, just a while ago I said I wish the president could just set deadlines and say, you know what, if within this period of time, after 3 or 2 excuses, you've not gotten the job done, you will face the music, right? Maybe everybody will just sit up. And it's not just going to be a statement, though. It should be an enforcement kind of thing, right? Everybody's just going to sit up. Nobody wants to rot in jail. Nobody. Not me. I don't know about you, though. But then let's get on to page 25, or 26, rather, of the Punch newspaper, and punch you with this one, where TCN raises the alarm over planned attacks on power facilities. TCN is raising alarm over planned attacks on power facilities. You find that on page 25 of the Punch newspaper. Page 5 says police begin search as Benue man drowns in Ogun. Oh, that's a sad one. And bringing you this one, confusion as man dies in car during Good Friday service. Pages 4 and 5 has got that story. Now let's take you just above the Punch newspaper banner, and this one right here says banks eye Euro bonds, foreign investors for 4 trillion naira fresh capital. Page 21 has got that one. Page 22 says naira closes 1,309 naira to a dollar as banks sell 2.5 billion US dollars. Okay, that is some growth. But then let's get on to page 21 right here with the front page of the Punch newspaper. Dangote, 106 others get tax holidays over 2.5 trillion naira investments. And finally, with the Punch newspaper, Delta bloodbath. Fleeing Okoma villages lament hunger. Snake bites. Page 27 has got that story. Now let's take you away from the Punch newspaper right there. I think we've just about exhausted it all. But then this is the time for you to join that conversation very, very quickly. No waste of time, because I really want to know your thoughts and want to know which of the headlines jumps at you. See this call right now. Let's take this one. Hello and good morning to you.
UD.
Yes, please. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Yes, my name is Apostle Osama from Apple.
All right, Apostle.
My take goes like this. As we Nigerians want to fix our country, Nigeria, we have to learn from those Senegal, whereby it's not only the president will appoint the INEC, not only the president will control judiciary. In this country, Nigeria, there's only one man that is interested in the election, that will partake in the election, will appoint the INEC, will control judiciary. In that way, we have to learn from Senegal and other countries that they reform their electoral system. And another thing, all these senators that are those 9th Assembly senators who sign Buhari said to be borrowing money for 8 years, but there is no accountability over that money. They first and foremost, they have to apologize to Nigeria, because they collaborate together and push us into this mess we find ourselves. No blame from Tinubu right now. All this mess we find ourselves is to Buhari and his to those that work with him. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you, Apostle. Also live right there for your take. Well, you said, succinctly well. But then let's get on to this one. Hello, good morning.
Barrister Daniel.
Hello to you.
Obasanjo from Amali.
That's right, Obasanjo. Welcome aboard. Let's have your take.
Thank you. Happy New Month.
Happy New Month to you, and happy Easter Monday.
Thank you.
That's right.
Abuja, Abubakar, Momidi, Salasi. Everybody that do call in ecosystem, Happy New Month, Happy Easter Monday. I wish the good moon will provide us with the good things in life in the mighty name of Jesus.
All right, a big amen to that one. Go ahead.
Colleague too, who have been doing their fasting, the Muslim Ummah, I wish the Lord, the good God, will see them through in their way of fasting in the mighty name of Jesus.
Okay. Barrister, let's go. Yeah.
Barrister. Diri said the solution of palliative is not palliative is the solution of this country. I don't know which are the actors, the people that went to school that would keep saying the palliative is its way out of this country. I don't know how their knowledge reaches the palliative, that you cannot know the statistics of your people, of the country. Even the government workers, some of them, they don't even know their numbers. Talked about the palliative. If you have to bring in palliative, in other states here, last week, it was funny. They felt the palliative. I don't know. What are these people that usually bring all these things that say palliative? What is that palliative? Who palliative help? How many houses that palliative will go? You do the first thing, you see wrong thing. You do the second thing, that is why we call on the government. They don't know nothing. They know nothing about what this policy is all about. I don't know. A big man will just sit down and say, bring palliative. See that English. What is that English transfer to people? Palliative. Please. It's a disastrous to this country.
Okay.
It's a disastrous. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Obasanjo, for that one. Right, it says the whole idea of palliatives right there is not really understood, because that is not the way out of the crisis. Do you know the way out? Based on the headline that has jumped at you, let me know your take. Taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Donatus calling from Niger State.
Donatus.
And the rest of them. Mr. Daniel, listen to what the government said, that is suffering with the overflow.
Yes.
Who doesn't have it? When they say king doesn't have, listen to what Reverend Karakuka said, that the president should fix a mandate to stop all this insecurity. You understand? Just listen to the whole statement and see which one will Nigeria say, yes, this one will go with this one, or this one will leave this one. You know, I think we should do something like a country that wants to develop. We should stop playing politics all the time. The politicians have only 2 years to work for this country, or 2 years to campaign. Many 1 year and a half or 2 years, they use it for their campaign and for their rally. And this is almost a year now. Nothing. There's nothing to have to survive. Nothing. I think they should do something as Nigeria is our country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Donatus, for that take right there. Keep in touch. This is the Pages on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We give you a radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day, and we say this on strong authority because we have the bragging right, and like I say, you gave us that bragging right. Now, I gotta go pay some bills. When I come back, of course, I'll be taking your calls. I see that you're calling. I see that you're eager to bring your voice into the conversation. But yes, hold on just a second. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The city of Abuja is about to encounter 1 day of perfection, completeness, power, authority, healing, and Breakthrough Conference 2024. 1 day to shape the new year as the year begins. We lay the foundations with prayers, fasting, and prophetic directions from God's mouthpieces. Come and ignite your new year in the fires of God's presence with our pastor, Pastor Carthegiu Benson, and special guest speakers, Minister K.I. and Joshua Moses, on the 20th of April 2024. Venue, Zoological Garden, opposite Area 1 Shopping Complex, Garki, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Come and command your day. Remember, God can be trusted.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, yes, we are here. We never left, just had to pay some bills. And yes, we are back to you. This is the Pages on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, in case you're just tuning in for the first time. And might I also indulge you to get onto our YouTube channel and watch us live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel right there at Eagles FM Abuja, as well as get onto our Facebook page and make sure to invite one or twos as you press follow and a like on that page, and as well get to view the contents that we have in store, for you right there at Eagles FM Abuja. So on YouTube and Facebook, it is at Eagles FM Abuja, and that notwithstanding, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, they're all in the mix when it comes to Eagles FM Abuja. So get on there and show that love right there. Right, my name is still Udwak Daniel, and yes, we're still talking, the Pages, and like I say, whichever headline jumps at you, please do well to, without restraint, bring your thoughts in. But Dan, be civil and responsible with what you got to say. It's better for us to act in a saner way and not act as those that we point accusing fingers on, so that we become the different stock, right? 0907-353-0044 is the number. It's called. The other number is 0908-766-8888. The WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. And I'm taking this call already. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Is this Talatu?
Yes, it's Talatu.
Oh,
Happy
Easter. Happy new month, Talatu. Feels good to hear your voice this new month.
Thank you, sir. Thank all of us in Jesus' name.
A big amen to that, Talatu. All right, let's have your take.
I want to comment on the Bayelsa State governor, his statement about palliative. That is not a solution to this country. I agreed with him. Last time we heard that Tinubu said they should release grace. I have not seen where they said that they're releasing the grace to anybody. And the senators and the governors are telling us that we should have patience. It's like they are mocking us. We should have patience. Are they having patience on themselves? They are mocking us. This is not right. It's wrong. I don't know who is standing against this something about this fuel issue. If the fuel comes down, maybe use that money that they are waiting for palliative to build refinery. Nigerians are not lazy. If we are able to buy fuel at a low cost, we'll be able to feed ourselves. This palliative thing is so annoying. They are using it to enrich themselves. It's not working. They should stop it. Thank you, my brother. Have a nice day.
Thank you. God bless Nigeria right there. Talatu, of course, that is coming from a honest, heart right there. Let's also hear from you. Hello. Good morning.
Oga Daniel Udot.
Prince Ike. Good morning.
Prince Ike on the line.
That's
Please,
right.
I thought that I'm being sidelined. Understand me?
Oh, no, you're not sidelined.
No. I is my eloquent with his angelic, vocal exhibition known as Prince
Iheanacho. He is
please,
fine.
Please, my proper greetings to him and also each and every one of you there in that radio station.
I'm sure he's listening right there. Thank you.
Easter in Alliance.
Sure.
And God will give you people the impetus. I mean the charisma. I mean the word, the urge, and charisma or anointing to cushion and move on the wagon of journalism. It's not easy.
That's right. Thank you so much. Let's get on to it.
Please, what I'm just trying to say is this: if they're supposed to have an enactment of law whereby abrogating or prohibiting any man or any woman who wants to be a governor or leader in a country not to be meddling in the affairs of any government, because that has been creating a lot of lacunas, extremism, and also controversy all over the country. When somebody has, in one word or the other, become a governor or senator or Mr. President, after 8 years or 4 years, let the person hands off everything. Because look at nearly there must be a state of what we call suspend and also what termination of governance and the government in River State. Is it not because of what? The godfather who is wants a governor in that place. Understand me? You can't just try to mortgage and trying to and pick somebody's state of leadership. We in Nigeria, we don't have any problem. We are law-abiding citizens any place as far as this world is concerned. But the problem we are having is to make our governance, our particular terrain into state of adequacy and also, self-privilege, so that, peace will return. If you give us electricity, no problem. If you give us a steady electricity, if you give us a revenue of fuel, pump price, no problem. If you give us what we call economic transition into high points of adequacy, no problem. Security, no problem. Why are we fighting over nothing? Look at Kaduna State, understand me. Look at Kogi State. Must you, as a former governor, try to return and be in the politics of the day, in the government of the day? Your days have gone, your tenures are expired. Why are you trying to bring confusion again in the state?
Right.
My God bless us.
Well, God bless us.
Thank you. I love Nigeria.
Yes.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
It will better. It will be fine. All right. Thank you so much, though. I mean, quite a lot you have said right there, Prince Ike. And yes, it is still, I'm sure it is as a result of your love for our dear country, Nigeria. But you can still bring those calls coming through, though. Let us know exactly what it is that your thoughts are on the different headlines that has been brought into your eardrums. But then let's get on to the WhatsApp portal right about now and engage with you. I see this very one. I want to believe is coming from Alamin, all the way from Gwarimpa. Let's take a listen to this.
Good morning, Udwak. Alamin here from Gwarimpa.
Right.
This is wishing the callers and listeners of Eagle FM a happy Good Friday, and also to the Eagle FM management and team. Happy Good Friday. Unfortunately, you guys are not on holiday, but some of us are enjoying our holidays here. Thank you so much. Udwak, the purpose of having a national platform like Eagle FM is so that you educate, you inform us, and you also rally us, to for nation building. So if you are not refusing to build and develop ourselves, how can we contribute to nation building? I think a lot of people we just want to speak for speaking's sake or criticize what we have little knowledge about, and that is not a wise thing to do. I've noticed how people throw the word palliative around and condemn it, and then I want to just let them know. They can also educate themselves. Please check the meaning of palliative in the dictionary. Palliative does not mean just sharing food alone. No, palliative encompasses all aspects of our national lives. It can come, and palliative simply means a short-term measure put in place by government or an organization to ameliorate the impact of a policy. Short-term, not a total economic liberation. And it can come in form of food distribution, it can come in form of tax holidays, it can come in form of free medical health care, it can come in form of it's all encompassing. But it seems Nigerians are focusing on food distribution, and that is the standard practice all over the world. Again, I want to ask, what exactly does Nigeria want? If you don't want palliative, then speak for yourselves. The people that the palliative is targeted, they are getting it. It's because you do not meet the criteria of people, the poorest of the poor, that palliative is targeted. That is why you're angry. Do not forget, you're also benefiting from the palliative because the government removed the VAT from diesel. So if you buy goods and services, even as little as 15 naira that is being removed, you're enjoying palliative. If you're entering a public transportation, you're enjoying palliative. The fact that they did come to your doorstep and give you food stuff, one bag of rice, or give you 2 modules of gari, does not mean that you're not enjoying palliative. Palliative do not start and end with food distribution. Thank you so much.
All right, Alamin right there says it is what it is, that palliatives does not start and end with food distribution, even though we've seen that more succinctly, basically as a food distribution process, but then it's deeper than that. And I am also, throwing some weight behind that, because we must truly understand what palliative, really means, and it is as he has brought to the fore. But then let's get on to this one right here. I mean, that is some sensitization there, but then let's get on to the fore right here. This very one via the WhatsApp portal number. But before we jump into that, we should try, if we are going to talk about something that we feel was not spoken well of, there's no need. You could just say you want to sensitize Nigerians about what palliative really means and all of that, rather than making it seem as though you are targeting someone. This is the same issue that we have at the at the higher level. And this is something we're trying to fight against. So please, let's not attack personality. Just go straight to your thoughts and say it. They say that a word is enough for the wise. But then let's get on to this one right here. It says, good morning, brother Udwak Daniel. Good morning to you, and good morning to all the caller and listener of this great and wonderful radio station. Right, this is Samuel from Kuje. Goes on to saying, hunger should not be an excuse for people to go about looting private properties and warehouses. These warehouses are individual sweats. Okay, a palliative is not the solution. Let government make every sector working. Well, people should please respect human life. The way and manner people kill their fellow human being is so alarming, and politicians should learn how to have the interest of the people that voted at heart. All these power tussle, especially in Rivers State, will never benefit the people of Rivers State. They should please allow the governor to deliver democracy, the dividends to the people of Rivers State. Nigeria will survive all these troubles and trials, and we will come out stronger. Happy new month to you, Udrak Daniel. This is Samuel. All right, Samuel, all the way from Kuje. Samuel, thank you for your thoughts on that one. And yes, Nigeria will indeed come out of the squabbles of this seemingly end of the road that we are facing as a challenge. It will not be this way always, but then words alone cannot be enough. Action must be matched with the words, and that's what we are calling on to Nigerian government as well as respective agencies who have been saddled with the responsibility to bring the dividends of democracy as well as the dividends of good governance to the very grassroots right there, to do the needful, so that because I don't know personally though, I just feel that if I know that I will do if I know that I will commit myself to doing something purposeful, something that is that would allow for peaceful coexistence, something that would allow for development, that would allow for progress, and have my name written in the sands of time, and then bring value to just one family. I don't want to bring value to every family. It's just me alone, except I have help. But then just one family, if one family can say, oh, while he was in power, or while he was the head of this department or agency or ministry, it was because of him that we did not die of hunger. It was because of him that my son got employment. It was because of him that I was able to pay my rent. I was able to get access to, healthcare services. I was able to, get access to education. That is what I think that should be enough for me. But just seeing some persons who have been saddled with responsibility, the very all-time high responsibility of adding value to your constituents, adding value to your society, adding value to the ministry, the departments, the agency, or wherever you find yourself. A call to service, and yet people are so mindless. Some of these, high and mighty are so mindless, so heartless, that they loot, that they engage in devious and dubious ways to enrich themselves at the detriment of the average Nigerian. It's enough to bring tears to the eye. Emotional scenes though. But then, like I say, with the giant strides that the president is also putting in place, let us hope that words will indeed be matched with action, and that the timeline, the time frame, a set time would be drawn so that these persons would have no hideout. It will not be business as usual, not anymore. All right, taking this one.
Good morning. My name is Emeka. Alamin, you are not speaking well. You are not saying the truth.
Emeka, this is exactly what I just made mention of. And then we are still doing the same thing. And then tomorrow we would blame those in high authority of acting in a way as though they are bickering, accusing, when the real thing is right in front of us. Please, let us go beyond this kind of conversation and sanitize as well as sensitize as well as allow for education coming from my lips right now into your eardrums to serenade you and change you. I mean, they say change begins with each and every one of us, then let the change permeate through you. Enough of the, hey, you're not saying the right thing. Hey, that is wrong. Respect everybody's views. And I already addressed that, that issue. And I feel that should be a bygone issue. All right. And let's move forward. let's move forward. But then let's have you know that the Federal Ministry of Works has moved to realize the proposed Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road project, which is in collaboration with the Lagos State government, by kickstarting the procedure to determine the number of properties that fall within the right of ways. So the commencement of the 1.06 trillion naira Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road project, which will be spanning 700 kilometers, is expected, to trigger improved property development, and that would not just be across one state; it will be across all the states of the federation, which will indeed traverse, promote trade, and also boost commuting time. Right, so that is that for that, and then let's also let you in on the fact that. Okay, I'm just trying to bring some more stories to your eardrums to, bring, some thought lines to your ears right there. Well, then, there is yet another call right there where this one has a caption, why military is embittered over Okoma killings, right? And it's got some writers to it, some key points to it. This one, the killers have made themselves enemies of Nigeria, says former GOC. There is no way military will not get to the root of the matter, and that's coming from a source. And suspects still holding military weapons, uniforms, and others, and that is why the military is so not happy at this time, as the words of the Chief of Defense clearly states that to the perpetrators of violence who seek to sow division and fear among our people, know this: our resolve will not waver. We will hunt you down, we will bring you to justice, and we will restore peace and security to every nook and cranny of our dear nation. Your evil actions may cause pain and suffering, but they will never extinguish the spirit of unity and resilience that burns within us. You will surely pay. And these were the words from the mouth of the defense chief, General Christopher Musa, while he was addressing guests, family, and friends of the 17 slain soldiers in Okoma, a community in Ughelli South Local Council of Delta State. Right? It's really, really a very painful one, right? The death of these military personnel. But then it is also seen as a giant, move by the president towards ensuring that these families, do not just go just like that empty-handed, even though none of the things that the president has vowed to do for them, would bring back their loved ones, but at least it could also go a long way in easing their pain and allowing for them to have some worthiness, have a feeling of belonging right there, a sense of belonging, and that's what we all want to see. Now, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project that's talking about SERAP has urged Nigeria's 36 state governors and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to widely publish copies of the loan agreements and spending details of some 5.9 trillion naira and 4.6 billion US dollar loans obtained by their state and the FCT, including the details and the location of projects executed with the loan. SERAP has also said this would allow for accountability, it would allow for transparency, it would allow for Nigerians to also know where the money is going into, and then it will also douse the tension or kill the thought, the adverse thought of lootings, of corruption, so to speak. And that way we might be able to begin to have a breach between the government and the governed, and it might just allow for a seamless process between these two, sides, talking about the government and the governed, right? And as well as add some quality to governance, as it were. And quite a number of Nigerians are also saying that this is just a call in the right direction, but then there are some thoughts that reside with the fact that even though this is a call in the right direction, would we indeed see a turn up from the 36, state governors as well as the FCT minister to indeed heeding this call, right? A lot begs to be seen in that regard. But then this is the pages on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We give you a radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. And then chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Benga Olawepo Hashim, said that the federal government must not allow the value of Naira to be determined by criminal elements and market forces. Now, he also said that it is high time the Naira was rescued from imminent collapse in the hands of powerful operators in the foreign exchange market. Yeah, and then this conversation was made yesterday after some great empowerment right there for persons who are going through economic hardship. But then the big question has always been, if the palliatives, if the cushioning agenda, right, in terms of palliatives, in terms of soft grants, in terms of all of that, was indeed about the poorest of the poor in the Nigerian society, can we say, can we fully say, can we boldly say that more than half of the Nigerian population do not fall under that mark? All right, that's just a question right there. But then this is where we would call it a close right here on the pages. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of us that have contributed immensely in one way or the other, right, to ensuring that we have a better discourse and to promote and progress the nation, and as well speak truth to power. Just to also inform that we would have that opportunity, you would have that opportunity again come 10 o'clock, come 9 o'clock, as we get on to the Eagles Outlook and talk about matters that concern the CBN's move and their efforts towards ensuring that we got a better economy, and how far that is helping to cushioning the effect of hardship that we face in our dear country Nigeria. And this is also to inform you, sport lovers, that sad as it may sound, my dear friend and colleague in the person of Vicky Vic would not be available, to hand down or take you on a tour on the Eagles wings through the world of sports, because he is under the weather, right? We had a conversation this morning and it didn't quite sound pretty good, but he is on the medication and he will be fine in no time. But he expresses his thoughts, and his he also says that he wishes to be here, and says that, of course, when he is up and running and standing, he will be here to hand it down to your eardrums what is going on in the world of sports. But that be that as it may, Eagles FM would keep the show going. And like I said, get onto the YouTube channel, get onto the Facebook channel at Eagles FM Abuja, and be sure to be a part of the conversation. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as hit a like button, as well as follow with our Facebook page. And yes, let us identify ourselves as being a part of one big family. For now, it's keep listening. Don't go away.